When I was an aide, I found it really helpful to think about what can I embed into the student's day to help teach the skills they need and to help respond to their challenges. So rather than thinking about always having to withdraw the child and do one-on-one work, what can I do in the environment that might help this situation? Certainly, if you think about yourself when you feel anxious, one of the things that we really want when we're anxious is more control. It's the same for kids. So if we can increase their sense of control within the nice, safe boundaries that as adults we can give them, then their anxiety levels may decrease. One of the ways I'll often do this is by giving the child a choice of two. So, you know, we're going to do work now. Do you want to do it at the table or do you want to go and do it down the bean bags? You know, this is really good for the children that might struggle a little bit with specific tasks. Giving them a choice of, you know, which group they want to join. Giving them a choice of where they're going to go for playtime. But always making sure that we're giving them the options to choose from. Increasing predictability is essential for kids with anxiety. There's nothing worse than not knowing what's ahead for someone who's feeling anxious. You'll see an increase in trying to manipulate situations and that kind of thing if we don't know what's happening. So if you can increase predictability and make sure the child knows this is what your day is going to look like today, that will be really helpful. And you can use visual schedules in a variety of ways. I've got some slides to show you what they look like if you haven't used them before. But, you know, it might be a visual schedule to show the child all the different activities that are going to happen today. So we've got literacy block, and then we've got, you know, music class, and then it's recess, and then blah, 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 blah. So visual schedules can be helpful in that way, or sometimes I'll use them for a specific task. So, you know, teachers just explain the activity, and here's the schedule for what you need to do. So you need to go and get your book, and the next thing you need to do is sit down at your table, and the next thing you need to do is, you know, do the writing, and then you need to do the picture. So you can sort of use them however you find most helpful and for a specific child's needs. And you might use both kinds. Warnings and priming. So warnings about, you know, X, Y, or Z is about to happen. I know that makes you feel a little bit anxious or stressed or nervous, or maybe you just don't like it. This is what you can do to stay calm in that situation and reassuring the child. Priming is a term we use, which is basically about delivering a prompt before a situation. So, you know, we're about to go into music class. I know it's very noisy, but you'll need to try and stay calm. You've got your earmuffs, you can put them on, you know, so just giving the child a bit of forewarning and priming can be really helpful. Until the child has the skills to manage an anxiety-provoking situation, then we would probably want to limit their exposure to those situations, you know, and utilising that time elsewhere. So if assembly, I've got one at the moment, a little boy who started prep, assembly is a nightmare for him from the sensory perspective. So he gets picked up early on those days that they have assembly, because it's just not worth him being there and having such an intense anxiety response that's confronting for him and everyone else. So, you know, it's best for him to just not be in that situation until we've worked out a way that will make it more effective for him to be there. Otherwise, we end up in a situation where the student's starting to make a negative at school. So until we know that, okay, Johnny's able to do it, then let's give him something else to do, if that's suitable and if that fits with the child, the family and the teacher's, you know, goals for that student. Food and rest, how important are these? I've got a 5-year-old, so I know how important these are. Making sure that, you know, the child is not getting fatigued, because that again is going to increase the behaviours that we see, you know, that might be coming from anxiety. We could probably talk all day about those too. We want to start rewarding the child for staying calm in situations that they're already really good at managing, because this way we've set them up for success and they know that we mean business. So, you know, if little Sarah is already able to do a really good job at sitting at mat time, or, you know, going out to the lockers, you know, and able to stay calm at that, then let's start rewarding her there. And then let's gradually move the goalposts and continue to offer rewards for other situations. Here's some examples of visual schedules. Here's one that I drew up once on the fly. And this is an example just to encourage people. You don't need to have a laminator and you don't need to print off pictures, and you can just do something really quickly and it will still make sense to kids.